I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag's in the back. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you for coming, everybody. Hope everyone, nobody looked at the sun today, did they? Uh-oh. We're in trouble. So, welding goggles. Roll call.
Sandy Kupo? Here. Krista Reagan?
Here.
Artie Bryson?
Here.
Christy Hilton? Here. Cindy Valentine? Here. Joanne Shirkey?
Absent excuse.
Mark Bouchard?
Here. Okay. Moving on, we got some public hearings, and what we have to do, just so everyone knows, we got to make a motion to open the public hearing and then hold it and then make a motion to close it and do that. We got to do them one at a time. So I will make a motion. We open up the public hearing for a special assessment on the police department millage.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support at 7:01. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, at this time I'll open up the public hearing for our special assessment for our police millage. It's not changing one bit. So it's staying the same. No increase whatsoever, but this is what we have to do every year to renew it. So, does anyone have any comments about our police and our public or our millage for that?
What is the millage? Just curiosity.
It's 4.35, I believe. Yep, 4.35 mils. Yep. Down further. Okay, hearing no public comments, I'll entertain a motion to close or actually I'll make the motion to close the public hearing for our special assessment on our police millage at 7:03.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, I'll make a motion to, for a public hearing for our special assessment for our fire department millage.
700.
I need support. Yeah, 703.
Support.
Okay, lots of support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, at this time, I will open up the public hearing for our special assessment on our fire department millage, which is not changing, and that is 1.625 mils. So, we have any public comments?
Question on, are we,
Come on up, microphone.
If you could kindly just state your name and your address, please.
Kelly Nader, 7203 Audubon. I just wanted to know, when was the last time the fire department millage was changed? And what was it when we changed it? And I actually would like that answer on the police, if possible.
The police has been the same since I've been in office. It's never changed. The fire went up 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
From 1.5 to 1.625.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, police did go down. Actually, in 2008, that administration dropped the police from 4.5 to 4.35, and the fire went from 1.625 down to 1.5. But then, like I say, 3 years ago, I believe it was, we raised the fire back up to 1.625.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, any public comments with the fire department millage? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close.
Make a motion to close the public hearing for the fire department millage.
Support. Okay, I have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, I'd like to make a motion to open up the special assessment for our garbage and refuge curbside recycling special assessment at 7:05.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. This time, it's now 7:06, I'll open up the public hearing for our garbage special assessment. I'd like to say a few things.
Would you like?
I haven't been very happy with our service from our garbage company. I voiced our opinion in the past, and the past month has been very frustrating for me. They were going to have a representative here tonight, and he couldn't make it. But I get more calls every week about issues with garbage than anything else. 5, 6 minimum, and it's ludicrous that I believe that I have to get so involved in getting our garbage picked up. For instance, there was a special pickup on the Dyke Road, with a pile of junk going on 3, 4 weeks, and I finally had to get involved after 2 weeks. And I talked to the supervisor, okay, are you just going to get picked up? No, it didn't. So last week I talked to the manager that is from Flint. I mean, he covers the whole state, maybe more. Okay, are you just going to get picked up? Well, it didn't. I lit them up today. I really lit them up big time. And then also 3 weeks, not today, but 3 weeks ago, I had complaints of our recycling being mixed in our regular trash. And I questioned them about it. And they said, no, that's not happening, Artie. So I had a residence, and I think what it's doing is happening more on the smaller streets on the island. Because what they're doing is send a small truck and throw the stuff in a smaller truck, and from there they transfer it into the recycling truck. And I had a resident 2 weeks ago tell me, Artie, I saw them transferring it in the DNR parking lot into the regular trash truck, not the recycle truck. So I called him up and said, hey, look, I got an eyewitness. He said, yes, Artie, it's new, he messed up, he's been warned. Well, last week the same thing happened. And this person that on the island rode his bike there and saw him and questioned the driver. And the driver says, well, we had to do this because there was a broken hydraulic line. He lied. There's no broken hydraulic line. There's no hydraulic fluid going anywhere. So I called him up and told him again, you know, this is not even, I was very upset. Let's put it this way. And I talked to their big boss up in Flint, and I said, I need an answer. Well, he failed to call me back with an answer. I did talk to some people today. Like I said, I really lit them up. And they said, well, we got employee problems. I told them, I had a conversation with Chris about this earlier. I mean, we agreed it's not employee problems, it's management problems. And you know, it's an issue. And I don't want to do this, but I told them, you know what, I'm going to be looking at their contract, maybe breaking it. We pay over $700,000 a year just to haul our garbage up to the landfill. For that, I told them, I think we could buy a couple garbage trucks and do it ourselves. You know, hire a couple people. Not that I want to be in the garbage business, but, you know, or look at some other companies to perform the service. So I just want to tell everyone my 2 cents. I'm not happy with it, and if it doesn't get corrected soon, something's going to happen. So, all right. Sorry for venting. Is anything else on the special assessment for the garbage?
I think the way this is set up, we're only supposed to be able to talk on what is there, and you're just talking about, I mean, I'd like to say something about the garbage too, but it's it's not on here, it's about the assessment.
Right, yeah, well, there's public comments, you can talk about garbage then,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
All right, any more comments about the special assessment on garbage?
John, now's your time.
No, well, you said it.
Public comments?
Yeah. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Okay, that was a motion.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on garbage.
Okay,
Support.
we got motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no way. 7-11, let it show. All right, bills payable. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to pay bills payable in the amount of $115,401.08.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion to pay bills payable of $115,401.08. And we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Krista Regan,
Yes.
Kristi Hilton,
Yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Sandy Cooper, yes.
Okay, motion passes. We got an amended agenda.
Yes.
Forgot. Let's do public comments and we'll amend the agenda. All right, this time we have public comments. Anyone like to, okay, come on up, Kathy. There you go.
Hi Artie and hi trustees. My name's Kathy Harrison.
We can hear you good.
Okay, I live at 301 Monroe on Harsen's Island. Artie, the last time I was here for the Island Board meeting, I asked you about the cutting of the Boys Club grass and the cutting down of the hedges along the North Channel. You told me that the grass would be cut and that you were already talking to the road commission about removing the hedges altogether. You yourself said you would just like to see them pulled out. What happened? Second, I would like to know, when are you going to stop letting livable trailers be put on the island? You can ask any old timer that had a house trailer in the 60s, which my parents did, and they were told when they were moved off that no more trailers could be brought back on the island. One by one, they were going to be eliminated. Do you want to know what the nickname my street has now? People call it Chateau Monroe, because of all the trailers. 3 of the trailers are grandfathered in. They have been on our street for 50 to 60 years. The others are not. I'm putting the blame on the township for not nipping this in the bud before it gets out of hand, which I believe it already has. When the trailers came on our street and they weren't moved in a month, the township should have told the owners that they couldn't stay there longer than 72 hours. And I want to know, if the trailer hasn't been moved, where's all that waste going? My taxes are rated R1 residential. I would like to see an ordinance passed like the one in Marine City. The city's ordinance on parking and storing recreational vehicles states that any owner of recreational equipment may park or store such equipment on single-family residential property as long as the recreational equipment parked or stored does not have fixed connections to electricity, water, gas, or sanitary sewer facilities and can't be used for living or housekeeping purposes. And they are to be parked to the rear of the front building line of the lot. It cannot be parked longer than 72 hours. You can't pick and choose what you're going to enforce and what you're not going to. Thank you.
Okay, on that, I think, didn't they cut the boys club once?
Once.
And I know we have another order to have it done. And we are working on the shrubs. I have talked to the road commission about removing those, and they said that they were going to, but it's not a priority on their list, so.
But they still will eventually, you
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah. On the trailers, I agree with you 100%. In fact, I've been trying to get the planning commission to change the ordinance to definitely restrict, you know, what people are doing on, in these trailers. It's happening on the mainland too, but more on the island.
Right.
And it's definitely an issue. So I agree with you there. Any other public comments? Mitch?
My name is Midgie Fannin, and I live at 5446 Green Drive. I was here two meetings ago to let you know about the house located 4 doors down from me, owned by a Mr. Fred Franzel. I brought to your attention the fact that it is a safety and health hazard, the way it has been deteriorating for the last 10 years. I did notice just 2 weeks ago, someone did come and cut the front lawn and did close a window. I went around there today to check the place. There was a gazebo, a large gazebo with overhanging rafters that was falling down on the patio. That was taken down and it's now all stacked up behind the building. So I do appreciate whoever called, Mr. Pratt probably, because I've been calling him on this. So he started it. So I went around again today. The window is closed. There is definitely holes in the exterior of the home, and I took pictures of it, that I would really like to share with you. The other thing is I'm concerned about, is it a homestead? I checked with the office. It is not homestead.
It was, but it was changed to non-homestead.
It is, okay, non-homestead. There is a water line coming out of the ground attached to another hole in the ground that is bent, and I don't know where that goes. Again, that's a safety issue. There is no fence around this property now, and that is definitely a safety issue, especially when there is a marina right next door where people can come in and go as they please. And as I mentioned to the board 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, that there were people sighted inside this house with the TV going at nighttime. So there should be no one there, absolutely no one. There is a tree that is a large piece of it, I should say, the willow tree, fallen into the water in the front of the house. And in the back of the house, there is a piece of metal that came from the trusses, either of the bridge or the boathouse that is in the water. And this piece of metal is in the canal. And Mr. Benson had his boat out 2 weeks ago, and it's underwater, this piece of metal, and scratched up the whole side of his boat. He's a bass fisherman, so it's a lower boat. So there's 2 pieces of metal hanging out in the canal there, which deters us from using that entrance back and forth. And because of the high water, that's about the only way some people can get their boat out. Mr. Benton approached Mr. Franzel last week because I understand he was on the property, and asked him if he had insurance, and he got no response. He also asked Mr. Franzel for his phone number and his address so he could direct his insurance to him personally, and got no response. So the gentleman is a problem. The property is a bigger problem. And like I said 2 months ago, I'm really tired of living in an area that's supposed to be well kept. It's very poorly kept. And there are critters in there. Pictures show that there are holes underneath the doors and in the foundation. So,
Can you give me those pictures with the holes? Can you
Yeah.
email them?
yeah, I can't, I'll try.
Or copy them and bring them to,
Yeah,
drop them off?
okay.
Because that's actually...
It's a health issue.
Well, it's dangerous. We can do something with dangerous building on holes in the structure.
Okay.
It's...
I will. Is there some way that I can make contact with him legally?
It's between you and him.
But I can get it from The township, his address?
That's public information, yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine.
But one thing I know, I mean, if there's just no, if there's no like,
There's no flashing?
right.
You know, up here?
See, that's under
That's-
property maintenance, and we don't have a property maintenance ordinance, so to speak. Are you familiar with that type of thing, Chris? I mean, all we care.
Blight, what's the word blight mean?
Well, lights junk around the house, but when it comes to the structure itself, we can take a lot of action if it's a dangerous building. In other words, there's holes in the wall, or the structure's going to fall down or something. But if there's just drywall on the outside, it's, you know, we can't really dangerous building that. A lot of places, they do a property maintenance ordinance where you have to have some type of a proper siding or wood up.
What about safety issues? With this no fence around this property, and you're right on the
Well,
canal,
that's between him and his insurance company.
which he probably has none.
Well, I don't know. So if someone goes on his property, I mean, that would be a civil thing between that person and him. You know, they would have to hash it out. He could say you're trespassing, you know.
Well, I appreciate what you have done so far, and I'd like you to keep an eye on it. He still has not covered or cut the front part of his property, that would be from the canal to the road, and his driveway is, you can't get in there because of the debris all the way up. So I can check with about his address, his phone number, and to see if
I don't know
he
if
has
we
a
have
water
a phone
bill.
number, but yeah, but we can get the address.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Yep, thanks, man.
Yeah, Ted Malin, 92 North Channel. I just want to beat the Boys Club up again. They did cut it, and put it in perspective, I believe they cut it Memorial Day weekend. That was 3 months ago, almost. Right now, there are buildings that are open. I don't know doesn't look like anybody's using them, but the doors are open. And it's blight, and when they did cut the grass, they didn't cut it all. They just, you know, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And do we know who the owner is? Is it a receivership? Is something going on
Well, all we know is under management of a new property management company. And we just got that information after, you know, I talked to you, Kathy. And they sent a guy out with a brush hog. They literally had to look it up on Google Maps while we're on the phone with them to see what they're managing. And they just sent a guy out with a brush hog, and he didn't do a very good job. He knows that. And I know we just had conversations with them last week about, you know, doing a better. In fact, they skipped they didn't cut around the house when they did that. You know, that yellow house, JD's old house.
Yep.
They missed that. I think they came and cut that finally.
That was it.
Right. And so they know that they're supposed to come back and cut it. You know, we've never worked with this new management company. And I've also had conversations with them about the lovely evergreens along the road, the nice border there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So,
we don't know if it's going to be on an auction someday?
no idea.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. The other.
Dave Brothers, Craig's Highway. I've got a question. Everybody's been complaining about speeding on the island. And I was just wondering, since we do have police officers on the island a lot of times, well, how many speeding tickets have been issued on the island since the first of the year?
I can address that. Actually, Ernie brought this up to me earlier, and I went through and I pulled our stats. I pulled them back until
Grab the
July.
mic there. Grab the mic so TV land can hear you.
All right. I did take and pulled the stats as far as for just the island itself. Went back to July 1st. And since July 1st, we've had 39 traffic stops on the island, of which we've written 8 citations. The citations is something that, I leave up to my officers with their discretion. Now, mind you, especially a lot of times with the officers, if it's residents of the island, they're going to use their discretion and give a warning. Pretty much is what we got as the warnings. If they stop them again, then it becomes a different story. But if you do see any problem areas, if there are problem areas that you see more of it, then I urge you, give us a call, let us know, because then we can focus patrol to those certain areas.
All the way from a turnaround to Walkers, it's like a speedway there.
And we've actually, that's one of the areas that we wrote most of the citations on Bates Highway. But if you are experiencing, you're seeing a lot of it, we will absolutely make a point of getting out there and trying to do more enforcement to try to shut it down. We also just received a new radar trailer that, believe it or not, it has really helped in a lot of areas and gives us a little better idea. We've been trying to pop it in different areas throughout the island and the mainland, and it also creates its own statistics. So we're able to go back after leaving it out for a few days, and we can tell exactly what the speeds were, at what times they were. So kind of give us an idea of what are some of the areas that we need to try to, in different times that we need to hit these areas. But I urge anybody, if you're seeing a problem in any particular area, give us a call at the station, let us know, and we will definitely address it. I mean, we've got a big township here, we're only running a few cars on the road. So if we do get your input from it, then we can kind of target those specific areas and see what we can do to address the problem and to shut it down from there. But biggest thing I say is I urge you, please give us a call and let us know. Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Any other public comments?
Donna Howell-Coglu, 898 North Channel Drive. I was wondering if you could please update me as to what is going on with the case involving Gerald DuPage against our township. I have not seen or heard anything, and I'd just like to know where that's going.
Yeah, that's currently in litigation right now. We really can't comment on it.
Okay, so there are no court dates or nothing available for the public right now whatsoever?
Nothing available yet.
Okay, the other question, the other statement I wanted to make is I also agree that their public comments should also be available at the end of the meetings. I have attended many other meetings in Oakland Township where I originally resided in, and there are a lot of issues that are under either new or unfinished business that I feel the public should be able to make comments on, and that you should really reconsider what was years ago always available to the public to comment on.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, any other public comments, John?
Everybody done?
I think so.
What do you want me to get up?
Or grab the mic, either. Or just grab the mic and sit back down.
Okay, John Horvath, 2040 Golf Course. I don't know, this confuses me terribly, and I was on the board a long time. But am I to speak to all of the issues all the way down when I don't even know? It's like I see something there with Barbara, the assessor gonna change something that's wrong?
Well, it makes sense to speak before we bring it up, because after the fact, we make a decision, and then what your comments.
Okay, but see, I have no idea what that means. I see something there from the boats. Why are we getting involved with Algonac? That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
they asked, I'll explain that, they asked.
Okay. Well, you know how I feel about that.
Right, and that, I mean, I'm gonna open that up for public comment too.
And then the other thing was the garbage. I know I shouldn't do it, but when I see somebody down there at the dumpsters that I don't know, and I've only been here 62 years, so if I don't know them, I challenge them. And the guy, I just stopped the guy the other day, and he's from McDonald Island, and he said he has a letter from you that gives him authority to dump there.
They can dump where the Middle Channel Party Store was now, because the garbage container got kicked out of being.
I understand that.
And you read the signs now, it says all out islands.
Okay, then
Those
you
say Dickinson
just
Island.
changed them.
About 3 weeks ago.
Okay, I didn't see it 3
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah, it's there.
And I mean, I don't care because I'm not on the board anymore, but people still call me, and that really ticks me off, Art.
I can't tell till they call you. Don't call John.
I've given everybody's name and number.
Okay.
And I have everyone, they're on a sheet. They walk in my shop and I say, here's your group.
Okay, any other public comments?
Kelly Nader, 7203 Audubon. I was going to bring up the public comments also, as of, last November, it was at the beginning and the end, which was kind of nice. But if we're only going to have one, couldn't we just have it at the end? I've seen people, this is the second meeting here, and also on the mainland, people have requested the public comments at the end. Just,
I mean,
we feel like we have a voice more.
We could, I mean, Elginak School Board, Elginak City Council, St. Clair County, they all do it in the beginning. It's pretty much in St. Clair County, countywide, they do it in the beginning. Reason being is sometimes we have long meetings and I've had people walk out, they said, I wanted to comment to the board, but I didn't want to wait an hour and a half for your meeting to get over with.
Right.
And also that, and like I say, if you have comments on anything that we're going to talk about, you should comment before we discuss it and make a decision so the board knows about it and can make an informed decision rather than after the fact.
But we don't even know what's going to come up ahead, but I think Elginak has it in the beginning and the end.
I don't know, I have to double
I
check.
go to quite a few of their meetings, but I do know it doesn't seem to be, I don't know, I'm pretty sure. But the other thing is, that Raider trailer, what if we wanted, is there a request, like if, I live on Audubon, the first house, and they come off M29?
Yeah, call them up.
We could sometime reserve it?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
give us a call.
All right.
If they're having a party down there, we can reserve it.
Thanks.
Okay, any other public comments? Hearing none. Move right along to the consent agenda. Want to grab that mic?
I'd like to make a motion to approve amending the agenda to add
Oh, that's
business
right.
number 8, payment to the St. Clair County Public Works for the Drinking Water Revolving Fund.
Any support?
Support.
Okay, we have a motion to amend the agenda for payment of our sinking fund for the drinking water revolving fund program, it's called. It's basically the bond payment for the upgrade to the Elginak water plant that was done in the year 2000. So you have motion and support to amend the, it will be what, under 8 under new
Number 8,
business?
yeah.
Yeah, we got support. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, consent agenda. Cindy?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, including the minutes of the board meeting of August 7th, 2017, and synopsis. Special board meeting of August 7th, 2017, and synopsis. Check reports, July code enforcement, road watch, 8/21/17, communication on Safety Town for Clay Township, and requests from the treasurer, BSNA training, September 27th and 28th for $410. The clerk, BSNA training, September 27th, $205. Assessors continuing education, November 3rd, 2017, $50 each. And police hire part-time officer James O'Connor.
Okay, we have motion and support. Is everyone good with everything on there, or do we need to pull anything out? Hearing none, all in favor of the consent agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, supervisor's report. Let's see, the light that's going on top of the county tower should be installed this week. The LED light that we wanted to put up on there, it's been back ordered, so that should be showing up soon. MDOT, we had a problem about 3 weeks ago after we had that real heavy rain. We had some flooding near our township hall. And there's 3 bad cross culverts, goes under M29. MDOT, or actually the county came out, they saw it was an issue, I was able to get them out about 11 o'clock that night. And there definitely was some issues. And they were actually out, I think it was Thursday or Friday, I can't remember, Thursday. And they flushed them out as best they could. There's definitely a lot of debris in there, and there's these 3 culverts are actually the old clay culverts. You know, all the rest of them are that rigid, either metal, galvanized, or that rigid plastic. And they're going to end up replacing them. We hoping that they hold, especially the one right across the township hall. They make it till we get the pipe here, and so we're watching them pretty closely. But we definitely have a problem, and it definitely caused some flooding a couple, 3 weeks ago when we had all that rain. Let's see, we're doing a lot of work on getting ready for the audit still. Still looking to obtain some labor through Michigan Works. If you know of anybody that's over 55 years old, and I'm not sure exactly what the criteria is, but low income, Michigan Works will actually hire them and give us 19 hours of free. It's no cost to the township. And so we're looking for a light, someone to do light janitorial stuff, and then some office work, 2 positions. So if you know anybody that's over 55 that wants some 19 hours a week, and right, Kathy, we'll hook you up.
How many jobs I already have?
Yeah. And get in contact with us, and it'll probably end up to be like a 3-4 year gig, is from what I'm talking with MI Works. So good news for the island. We added a concert through our Parks and Rec, you know, in conjunction with Elginak. We do music in the park, and we had our last one over there, and I think Cindy Valentine and Babish were talking about it, and they knew I would agree to it. So, and it's on the agenda, but this coming Thursday in Brownsfield, we're bringing in the stage. We got a really fun band coming there, so I hope everyone attends, and if we have a good turnout, there will be more. It's called 10 Ocean Drive? 10 Beach Drive, 10 Ocean Beach Drive. Fun band. So it's going to be started at 6 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about it, so that's redundant. We are still working on getting Wi-Fi in the park. I had met with them here about, I think, Thursday, and told them how I think it should be done, so they're looking at it. Just want to let the board know that the DDA did approve for me to buy spend up to $15,000 on kitchen equipment for the concession stand in the park. I shopped it pretty good. I got most of it delivered, and I actually did it for about 10 grand. So I'm sure the DDA will be glad to hear that. And as soon as the health department signs off on it, we're hoping to have that open at least on weekends to get it going. I'm sure George will make mention it, but our raft off was this last August 12th, and it went smoothly as can be expected. And we've been actually doing a lot of work with, starting to get ramped up with the help of Chris O'Regan on the dangerous buildings and getting some of those buildings taken off. I think we got 2 or 3 on the island. I want to warn you that one in the middle channel is actually on a boat. Can't get to it by car.
Okay.
So, but we got a lot down Anchor Bay Drive and a few others. And I know Sid's looking at about 10 or 12 more structures right behind it. He's kind of waiting for us to get moving on this. I just want to reiterate too, I've asked the state police to do a local ordinance change, it's called, to reduce the speed limit on Falkirk from 50 to 35, and also to make the corner of Nook and Fruit 4-way stop. in a 2-week span, I think we had 4 accidents there, and they weren't small accidents, they were big accidents. And I don't know if anyone's been down Falkert Road lately, but a lot of building going down there. In a year's time, it's all going to be houses both sides. There's going to be a lot more people walking their dogs, riding bikes. And for people to go 50 miles an hour on that road, that's, in my opinion, a little too fast. So, upcoming events. Our Consumer Education Series continuing in Harsen's Island. We've been getting good turnouts for those. Tuesday, September 19th is in-home care and senior citizens residence. And that starts at 7 o'clock at Reader's Cove. Tuesday, tomorrow actually, in the Clay Park, the Elginak Clay Historical Society is having their picnic. It starts at 5 and food's at 6, right when I get off of work. So I'm gonna head over there. And it's about an $8 donation, and bring a lawn chair if you want. But that's a fun group, and I'll be over there and get some liquor chicken. I think that's what they serve. Music, we talked about music in the park. And again, that starts at 6 o'clock and runs to 8 or a little bit later. I said mosquito 30. That's a good time to quit. And Clay Township Youth Team Tennis League has actually been going great. We have 16 players signed up for it, and so we're teaching a lot of little guys how to play tennis. Let's see, where am I? Safety Tykes, September 16th. It's going to be a program that we're holding in the park, and it's geared for toddlers to 4-year-olds. We already did a safety event for the 5 to 8-year-old kids, that Safety Town. That was a huge success. But we're having an event in the park for the little guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be busy. We have the Paw Patrol coming in, and all their characters, there's 3 of them, Sky, Chase, and Marshall. And I don't know, anyone that has little kids, they know who these people are. And we got Roscoe the Clown coming, he's cool. And the Clay Fire and Police are going to be there, and it should be a really good event. And that's sponsored 100% by Nickel Saff, our insurance company. And yeah, we've got some other stuff coming too. The Craftmobile, is it? No, that's okay. I'm getting confused.
It's just a meet and greet with all of our public.
Yeah. And we have yoga in the park Tuesday, the 29th. One-time deal, 5:30 to 5:45 to 6:45, $5 a person, and that's kind of a precluder to we're having a yoga class starting September 19th. That's a 6-week class. It's going to be at Millside Elementary. It's $45 a person, or if you just want to do a drop-in for one class, it's $10. And again, that's at 6:30, 7:30 at Millside. Also doing Zumba Fitness 6-week class starting at Wednesday, 6:30 to 7:30, and that's also at Millside. It's $42 a person, and it includes salsa, merengue, hip hop, belly dancing, all kinds of good stuff. Elginak Art Fair, Saturday, Sunday, Labor Day. That's always a fun event, and we cannot forget about our turkey shoot also right here, Labor Day weekend. Parade Saturday, right? And it's a fun-filled event. And I did want to mention our, this is the second time we're doing this. This is going to end up being a big event. It's our Scarecrow Festival. The date is October 28th, Saturday, from 12 to 5 in Clay Township Park. And we have all kinds of events going on. We're going to do the trunk or treat. Make and take your own scarecrows. We'll have all the stuff so kids can make their own scarecrows, clothes, straw, and everything. They stuff them and take them home with them. That's a great thing. We're going to have a bunch of scarecrow contests with cash prizes. Our concession stand will be open. We have a DJ, Steve, with interactive entertainment. That's tape face, right?
Yes, well, he was last year.
Yeah.
Who knows what he does?
So he comes up and he does a lot of kids games. We're going to have scarecrow photo ops, face painting by Chantel. She does awesome face painting. I am going to get my face painted for it. And the Arts and Scrap Mobile will be there for the kids, and it's sponsored by Clay DDA. And if you guys are on Facebook, go to Clay Township Parks and Rec and like it, because all this stuff and more is posted on there. So that concludes my supervisor's report. All right. Okay, moving right along. We don't have any unfinished business. New business. Request presence citizen to express thoughts on no wake. Let me talk about this. It was a little over 2 weeks ago, it was right before our last meeting. City of Elginak asked me to come down and talk to them. And in there they had 3 DNR officers, the Sheriff Patrol, Lieutenant Reed was there, 2 or 3 officials from the city. And what they're attempting to do is make from the boat ramp in Elginak, across from the Dairy Queen, to the entrance of the Elginak Harbor, around that bend, all no wake. They actually sent a resolution to the DNR to make that happen. And how the process works is they had to pass a resolution asking the DNR to actually, request them to do a study. And they had to have a public hearing to do so. They had the public hearing. They had a lot of people from Russell Island over there too, and a lot of people on Point Duchesne and everything. They all wanted, most of them wanted it no wake. Then further discussion with the DNR, they said, you got to get Clay Township to buy in on this, otherwise we're not going to be able to enforce it. And how the rules sets right now, you have the 200, 600 foot rule. In other words, if you're 26 and over, you got to be no wake 600 feet out. And they measured the channel there, it's about 1,300. So there's about 100 feet where a 26 or bigger boat can actually throw a wake legally. Or the smaller boats, I'm sorry. The bigger boats still have to be 200 feet offshore. And so they were saying, the DNR was telling Elginak, if Clay doesn't buy into this, it's going to be hard to enforce. So they requested to our board, to pass the same ordinance, or the same resolution, I'm sorry. And basically what we'd have to do is have a public hearing and get comments, and then the board has to pass a resolution requesting the DNR to take a look at it. The DNR is going to come back here and have another public hearing for everybody, and then they would make their decision after that. So when we got wind of it, we didn't have, I wanted to actually do the public hearing, the official public hearing at this meeting, but we had to have it in the paper 10 days before, and we couldn't get it in the paper before. So the official public hearing is going to be our next township meeting for this resolution, if we so do decide. I'll tell you what, I'm mixed emotions. I'm a voter, I have mixed emotions. At this meeting, I asked them, how long is this going to be for? Are we talking 5 years, 2 years, till the water goes down? They said indefinite. They want it no wake the whole time. I don't know what the other people, the board's feeling is, but I'm a voter too, and it's, I don't know. It's, I don't know. If they, my own personal feeling is if they enforce the present laws, they would be fine. And I get what happens on, when the boat's going down the river, especially on the turn where Point Duchesne is, everyone cuts it close and they get close to the shore and they get the wave speed out.
The water's up.
And the water's up.
Hey, blame God.
That's right, we have high water. And I mean, I've been thinking about this and looking at it, and there's going to be parts of our township this will actually hurt, I think, because boats are going to be on plane, and right before they slow down, I'm trying to think where Jimmy Pratt lives and Galowski's and everything. You know what happens when a boat's on plane and slows down? They do this and it creates a bigger wave. And those people will probably get more wave action from the boats actually slowing down in that area when they're coming upstream. So I don't know if anyone has any opinions, if they want to see that area permanently no wake or not, or if you have any drathers, or if you want it or don't want it. I have a lot of questions myself. How's this going to affect the Russell Island Ferry? He's going to have to idle across the whole river.
Do we have any stats on?
Can I have an opinion?
Yeah, well, you have an opinion, you can share it.
The only thing that I'm concerned with, I think everybody can hear me, is that, number one, that's not our area.
Well, we have Russell Island, we have half the river.
Well,
In front of my house.
but here,
Yeah.
we can't take care of what we got right now. Why do we keep wanting to get in farther? I mean, here, go and enforce the thing in Middle Channel, everybody be happy over there. If I had a boat, if, I'm telling you, if I had a boat, I guarantee I would not idle it down for somebody's, wake because the water's high right now. I'm sympathetic, I lived on the Middle Channel. I didn't like the big boats, I moved. I mean, do something about it. But Clay Township, in my mind, cannot take care of the no wake. Why do we want to get involved with anything else? And especially with Algonac. All they're going to do is turn around and say, well, Clay Township said it was all right. And you're going to be eating that herring. But you do what you want. I mean, you guys, but you ask for an opinion,
Right.
I give you mine.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, well, I don't see how the sheriff's department isn't enforcing the 600-foot rule.
Right,
They're not enforcing the 200-foot rule.
I know it.
And if they would just enforce it and write a ticket, then people would get the point.
Right.
But they don't. I watched a 45-footer come blowing by a sheriff's boat, and he just looked at him. I mean, and he was not 600 feet away from shore.
Well, I think that's the key thing. It all comes down to one thing. We
Enforcement.
have no marine enforcement on Harsen's Island.
But we don't need
Yeah,
it. We have the
well,
sheriff's patrol.
you have this raft off and everybody flocks to the raft off and you got all the police, the fire department, etc. there to take care of the out-of-towners that are coming in. No problem with that. But you know what? There's many, many weeks, many, many days that go by in the summer and there's no marine enforcement on this island. And it's got to stop.
Right.
Because if the water doesn't go down, and you can't control Mother Nature, but I guarantee you we can control the boat wakes, and it's not that we're trying to stop people from traveling the waterways. It's not that we need additional regulations on the waterways. We've got state regulations on these waterways already. We need enforcement, period.
Right.
Now, last weekend, all of the St. Clair County boats were up, shutting down the river. That's great. I think it's nice. I wouldn't personally raft off in 60 feet of water, but, any more than I'd raft off out in the middle of Lake Huron. But I think that's fine. But you know what? Parsons Island needs to figure out how we're going to enforce the marine laws around this island. We've got too many miles of shoreline to have it lawless. And we're fortunate that we only kill a few people.
He's
I mean,
I know, I agree, but this
It
isn't,
is lies.
I think everyone in this room will agree that we need more enforcement. Were you guys at the high water meeting?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And I've complained for the last 2 years in front of this audience.
Right, well.
That we've had no enforcement.
We did okay against the freighters, and I flat out, I went to Lansing, to the county, to Washington to get more money for local enforcement on for the sheriff patrol, and I failed, I couldn't get the money.
Are we allowed to have our own law enforcement on the marine waters?
No, it's a county ordinance, they have to, we don't have jurisdiction. You know, we need more enforcement. I asked the county, you have a $60 million budget. You cannot find $40,000 more for more enforcement down here?
Artie,
So,
can I make a statement?
But this isn't about the
I
enforcement.
understand,
This
but-
is about, do we want to make this a permanent no wake there?
Can I please make a
Yeah.
statement? Nothing was referenced to the public boat launch that is also on the other side of Algonac Harbor. There's one in Algonac, but the one on the other side of Algonac Harbor, right before the ferry.
Right?
That parking lot is full all the time.
Mhm.
And these are small boats. These are people launching their boats, not expecting a 40-foot boat to come flying through the water right at them.
Right.
It's a danger zone. I live right across from it,
Yeah.
and I
I'd like to
see
know
it.
where the sheriff's patrol goes. I'd watch them cruise out of Algonac Harbor, go right through the cut, and they're gone. Where do they go?
Well, I appreciate that, I don't know, believe me, I'm frustrated
I can
with
see
them, but
4 or
this,
5 of them.
I'm trying to stay on back and point, this is, do we want to make that area permanent no wake, yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay,
And I live there.
right,
So, yeah, I mean, I get it, but what we try to do is offer our opinion.
right,
Right? That's all we're really doing. As Clay Township, we're trying to offer our opinion to Algonac and whether or not we're going to support their task of zoning that no wake. And irregardless of what we do, they still have the opportunity to go ahead and try something. Doesn't mean it's going to be approved, doesn't mean it's not going to be approved.
But wait a minute, most of that's in Clay Township waters anyways. Algonac just is Mariners, what's that point on
Point
there?
Duchesne?
Point Duchesne.
Yep.
From there,
Yep.
we have Russell Island, we have Sand Island, I mean, you've got Harsen's Island, you've got Algonac Harbor right after that, that's us. You don't have a lot of Algonac property.
right, but that.
But I know they want to do the point.
They want to do the point, and the city where their boardwalk is.
I've watched the rollers go 4 or 5 feet right over there.
Yep.
I can see it.
But,
Maybe if you got that one, then maybe they could do it somewhere else on the other island, like in the other channels, whether it be the middle channel or somewhere else to do that.
I mean, why don't we just have it 25 miles an hour through the whole place? That's what you're looking at. I mean, you already got it at Deckers. You have to stop at Deckers, basically.
Right.
And you're crawling from Deckers.
that's basically what they want to do.
And then, I mean, you're gonna
from
speed
Algonac.
up, stop at Algonac, okay, we get past the DNR, okay, now we can speed up again, oh, we gotta stop again. I
Right,
mean, what's the point then? Everybody's gonna just go around the South Channel where it's international water.
and the way Algonac actually wrote their ordinance too, or their resolution, they said all vessels. They said all vessels, no way. And I'm out there, you know, in their city hall, and there's an old guy in a 14-foot Miro craft fishing, you know, walleye out there. You're gonna tell him he's got an idol, you know, to go back up there? And I mean, that's not right either. You know, I mean, I would be for, you know, 26 and under can go under the 200-foot rule.
Can you remember when there was no rules?
I can.
Yeah.
How about back in 85?
And we got along
water was
just
so
fine.
high, it was everybody's,
But,
I can see it away from that.
yeah, I just wanted,
Enforcement you have now, you're
Right.
going to be able to enforce them.
right, and that's the thing, it's an enforcement issue. And I just want to get everyone's opinion. I think most of the people aren't for the no way here anyhow.
Well, there's 25 people. here,
Right.
so, right? So why don't we just do a quick show of hands? Who would support a no wake zone? Even if we can't enforce
Who wants it?
who would like to see that area go no wake?
I'll
You'd like to
vote
see it
for
go
no
no
wake,
wake?
at least try.
Okay,
At least
fair.
try.
that's all right.
Okay. And everybody else would like to just leave it alone?
The 200, 600-foot rule with more enforcement. With more enforcement.
That's, I mean, we have to know what the sheriff, I see the boats every day. I see the Homeland Security, I see Border Patrol coming out of there. And yeah, everybody comes out of there. Nobody's stopping anymore.
Right.
Well, we did get Lieutenant Reed to start issuing some tickets.
I just
That was a
sent,
derivative
Yeah.
of our high water meeting, right?
Mhm.
So you can take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked blue in my face to all the county commissioners about it, to the sheriff, to Lieutenant Reed, you know. I know a lot of people have called them personally, complained about, you know, the wakes. I've heard many stories. One, my brother, you know, he's working down the North Channel, right, Mike? He's working down the North Channel in his barge, and here comes a 45-foot cruiser, 100 feet off his barge, right in front of the sheriff. His barge is craning, everything's going back and forth, and Bobby's like, I mean, they didn't even motion for him to slow down, you know? It's like, so to your point, Harold, yeah,
They're not doing anything. They're just
right,
driving by.
so,
Artie, I don't think that the people are against the rules and regs, it's the enforcement
Right.
that we can't do.
right, it's
I mean, if we're
enforcement.
gonna be honest about it.
I think the 200, 600-foot rule myself is a good rule.
It's a good,
It's
it's a
just
good
not-
rule,
it's
but
just
here,
not being
we can't
enforced.
even enforce that.
Right,
And I've been around here a couple days and I've watched it come and go, and as soon as the water goes down, it's all right.
right,
It's better. It's never all right for the people who don't like it,
right,
you know,
so.
but
All right, well, thank you for your opinions, everybody. Okay, next, item 2, and we will have a public hearing at our next meeting, a more official one, on this issue. Parks and Rec, $450, music in the park. It's called Island Style, line item 208-000-961, to be reimbursed by our sponsor, Dudek Insurance Agency and auto owners.
I'll make a motion to approve the $450 music in the park for Island Style at Brownsfield, Harson's Island. The check will be received from Dudek Insurance Agency and auto owners as sponsor.
Support. We did receive the check today.
All right, better yet, we have motion and support. So this will actually cost the township nothing, thanks for Dudek Insurance. Okay, any more discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we have the police digital data technology CAD mapping. It's a maintenance agreement for $1,875, line item 207-000-768.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the digital data technology, the CAD mapping for $1,875 for the police department, coming out of line item 207-000-76800.
Support.
Yeah, a motion and support, and this is a budgeted item. Does anyone have any questions for Chief? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next we have the assessor is requesting the planning commission to review the errors in our zoning map on certain parcels. What this is, we have a big zoning map, and she has found errors in the map that planner has done. And a lot of these errors have gone back for quite some time. And when we adopt the zoning ordinance, we actually adopt the map as part of the ordinance. So there's I'm not sure how many parcels, but there's a few parcels that the map doesn't coincide with what we think it should be and when we have it on paper. We're pretty sure there's some parcels where the map is wrong, and that is handled through the planning commission, and she's asking the board to direct me to ask the planning commission to take a look at it. I cannot direct them to take a look at it, but I can certainly ask them to take a serious.
you don't know what parcels they are?
I do. I mean, not specifically in front of me.
Can I come in and see what they
Sure,
are?
go talk
I mean,
to Bart.
it isn't gonna do any good, but, I mean, I don't know that there's any errors, and there's been a lot of planners through the 20 years that I was on the board, and I never noticed that. And all of a sudden, we got some things, is there
Well-
things going on that we don't know about?
No, Actually, what it is Barb's leaving us in 6 months, and she's cleaning up everything, all the little loose ends.
So what you're saying is that she screwed up, now she wants to...
No. There's been errors that we
I got that
found.
wrong again.
So, let me ask you this, John, do we continue and work with the in errors, or do we fix
Okay,
it?
but here, Artie, if I had anything to do with this, I would have presented what parcels we're talking about, so that we could be educated.
It will be at the planning commission. It's not our decision, it's the planning commission's decision.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask,
But if we miss one of those meetings, something could go sour. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this island that nobody tells us about.
it's the planning commission's job to write the planning, or the zoning ordinance. And we're asking them to take a look at it. Or that's what,
But the last one we had, it took 3 years, I remember it. We went through the county and everybody that was anybody before they passed
okay.
it.
You're not on the board anymore, John.
I know,
I'll make a motion, request the planning commission to review the map.
You're lucky.
Okay, we have the motion.
Support.
Okay, any support, any discussion? I mean, it's not a bad idea. I'll put a list together and have it ready at the desk, probably next week for people want to review with the.
I've seen partial, as it was pointed out to me on the map, and it really didn't see anything that impacts Harsen Island.
No.
So they're very small parcels. That's all it is. But again, we should have them here at some point.
it's
I'm
kind
on the
of
planning
hard
commission, but we'll
to
definitely.
react to public comments when you don't know what you're talking about.
I agree.
And it upsets everybody, because, I still have to say something.
Okay,
I'm on the-
we have motion, we're not, we have motion and support. Do we have any more discussion with the board? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, we have Resolution 2017-24, Special Assessment for Clay Township Police.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2017-24, Special Assessment for Clay Township Police, 4.35 mils.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Chris Oregan.
Yes.
Christy Hilton.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Sandy Kufel.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Next, we have Resolution 2017-25, Special Assessment for Clay Township Fire District.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2017-25, Special Assessment for Clay Township Fire District, 1.625 mils.
Say, hey guys, can you take it outside, or? Thank you. Okay, we have a motion. Do we have support?
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, roll call vote, please.
Christy Hilton.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Sandy Kufel.
Yes.
Chris Oregan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution 2017-26, Special Assessment for Garbage Refuge Curbside Recycling. I would like to make a motion that we postpone this. I'm not comfortable of passing this yet.
Support.
Motion and support. Any more discussion?
What's your plan on that?
Well, I need more information on how they're going to rectify the situations that we've been having. I need more than...
Lip service?
Yes, thank you. And this will throw a shot across their bow for sure.
Is there anything in their current contract that would inhibit them or prevent them from walking off the job?
No, they got to give us a 90-day notice minimum. And for us to get rid of the contract, we have to show where they failed to fulfill their contract.
When does the current contract end?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look on it. It's about 3 years. But like I say, I feel more comfortable postponing it. And
Motion and support.
we have motion and support.
For how long?
We'll bring it back at the next meeting.
Then we'll go on unfinished business, so we don't.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Sandy Kufelt.
Yes.
Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Christie Hilton.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next we have payment of our drinking water revolving fund bond. Like I mentioned before, this bond was for back in 2000 to pay for 62% of the water plant upgrades, so we could actually bring water to Harsen's Island and all the back roads back then too. So I believe we have 3 more years, is 17, 18, and it will be done in 19, 17, 18, and 19 it will be done. And so I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the $301,840.62 payment for the drinking water revolving fund to the St. Clair County DPW. $290,625 goes to principal. Line 591, 990, 991. Interest is $11,215.62 to line number 591, 999, 995.
We have a motion. Do we have support? Okay, we do have support. Like I say, this will actually disappear in 19, and that will reduce our debt load considerably. At that time, I would like to, just so everyone knows, going forward, I'd like to look at replacing our very old water main that runs on M29. Basically it goes from Nook down to Willow Court, by where the old Cheers is, Picuro's insurance or CPA office. So, just so the board knows, and everybody else, because that's like 80 years old, and most of our water main breaks that we have is along there. So, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? This is a budgeted item. Roll call vote, please.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Sandy Kufelt.
Yes.
Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Christie Hilton.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right, next we have board member comments. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I am looking forward to the Harsen's Island turkey shoot. I have been in contact with Alfred. I guess he has something to do over there anyways. I'll be participating in selling tickets for the shoot, I guess, but I've been attending this ever since I've been up here in 1980.
We're looking for people to go in the dunk tank.
I'll be in the dunk tank.
Yeah.
You know. I think our chiefs should go in the dunk tank. They're looking at each other, right?
And I'll, and being on the planning commission, I'm not having a deaf ear to the trailers. I'd like to review those contracts or the ordinances that we currently have in place and to take a look at those and see what kind of enforcement we can work with there. And again, with the abandoned structure as well, the dangerous building. See what we can come up with.
Cindy?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out today and discussing the no-wake area. It was kind of an informal thing we decided to do at the last minute because we couldn't actually do the whole hearing here. But it's nice to see the input. Quite honestly, I'm a voter as well and kind of had mixed feelings about it all the way around. My biggest concern, as Mike had pointed out, and a few other people, is the lack of enforcement. I will say that I did have the opportunity to go over to the North Channel Yacht Club this Sunday, and the drove of boats nonstop for about 5 hours piling into the North Channel from the lake was unbelievable. And I have to admit, I was amazingly surprised. The sheriff was actually there for about 4 of that hours and pulling people over. Whether he was writing them tickets or not, I don't know, but he was there, so I was very impressed to see that. And it was probably about a solid 4 hours.
Thank you. Sandy?
I was going to share similar comments because I'm a voter as well, but my job sitting here is to represent the opinions of all of you. So it's important to me when you guys speak out and let us know what you would want, not just what I would want as a voter. So, thanks for coming out, and I appreciated all the comments.
I just want to remind everybody, it is high school football season. The JV folks play in Marine City this Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and the varsity plays at home versus Marine City. They'll be seeking their 3rd win in a row. It'll be Thursday at 7 o'clock at home.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming. I really like having the meetings here.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everyone's candor, and
We have more meetings.
we can have as many as we want.
Yeah. Used to be one
We used to
there,
do
one
4.
here.
We used to do 4.
Used to do
Split it around.
12.
Get more attendance here.
Yep.
Yeah. You used to do one on the mainland and one on the island
Yeah.
every month.
Well, I know when I first got on, it was 4. I mean, we can have, let's have them all here. No.
That 4 is not a bad deal.
Yeah. So anyhow.
I'd like to stay for more meetings.
Yeah. I wanted to wish our intern, Abby Osterlin, she finished her internship with us this last week, and she's going off to college. I wish her a lot of luck, and expound on Chris for the football Go Muskrats. I plan on going to our concert here Thursday, and then as soon as it's over, cross the river to the football game. And we'll be getting reports on scores. So, and I hope to see everybody in our Music in the Park here at 6 o'clock on Thursday. I'm looking forward to that event too. So, all right.
Trustee O'Regan, do you know if that is going to be aired on Tailgate on Thursday?
Not yet.
I don't know the answer to that question, so I'm going to reserve comment.
If not, you better be texting some scores to us over here at the museum.
Yes.
It's better to appear stupid. You know the rest.
Okay. All right. Do we got one more motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. A motion adjourned, second? Support. Okay, all in favor? Thanks for coming, everybody.